Here we are, and welcome to another episode of the Friday Night Movie Podcast. It's been a crazy summer so far for us. We are committed to giving everybody their weekly episodes. They may not exactly come out at the exact moment that they normally do, but we haven't missed an episode in almost 9 years, and we don't plan on it yet. But
don't make sure I miss an episode.
There's a lot happening. I mean, maybe we'll have to have some like I'll have to have some like guest hosts or something like that. It's not because we don't see each other. It's that we are working so hard on all of our day job together that at a certain point we need to take bathroom breaks and we can't be on Zoom all day.
That's a fair assessment.
Yeah,
because it feels like we are.
It's not like we're talking all the time, but it's like we get it. We finished 3 hours of meetings on Zoom, and we love podcasting. But to I was going to say, like, it's Zoom, a joy.
It's a joy to actually get to do the podcast. But
I'm actually thinking maybe making it earlier in the morning so that it like we can do it to start a day might be a good idea.
Just a real midday situation for me, but sure.
Well, no, but but when it's midday for us here, like. It's out of control. It's out of control here. It's like put it in after 4 hours of meetings. It's pretty hard. But talking to you guys and talking about movies is the best thing.
Yeah.
So today's the theme. I feel like we were talking about this on the phone. I feel like maybe 7 or 8 years ago when we were at the Dude Ranch, we had a conversation about this. The Dude Ranch episode is
As you
from
do.
a long time ago. Jews on a Dude Ranch, I think is the name of that episode. It's from a long time ago. It is this like increasing, but now I think about it also as someone who's made movies and have friends who've made movies, and that the increasing reliance on not just the public but institutions of these aggregated Rotten Tomatoes scores and to an extent Letterboxd scores. I feel like Letterboxd is for a while was a little bit more honest and wonderful, but even that's because I was mostly interested in what individuals think. The averages aren't that important to me on Letterboxd. I like knowing what my few friends that I follow have to say.
Well, this brings me to back in the day, before all of this algorithm bullshit, right? Back in the day, we had in the newspaper
on Fridays only.
Right. It gave you the star rating.
In the preview section of the Montreal Gazette, and there were two guys principally when we were kids. There was Bill Brownstein, and then there was another dude.
Okay.
I tended to agree more with the other dude.
Okay, fair. But then the other was Roger Ebert.
Yeah,
Ebert
thumbs up and thumbs down. Also very idiosyncratic, those guys. I mean, they knew a lot about movies. And Leonard Maltin, who's a tough critic also.
Right. But on one hand, I'm like, why were basically 6 people in our entire lives responsible for telling us what to watch? Like old dudes, to be fair, when we were kids. And it's kind of gone to the other extreme of like everybody's telling you what they think, and now it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah,
and there's no happy middle because when they make a happy middle, it gets ruined. Gets muddled. I think it should be a service that you have to pay, maybe, to then give an honest answer. I don't know. Everything, even Letterboxd, right, is muddled now.
Yeah, but for me, the part that I love about Letterboxd is if I know the person, I'm interested in what they have to say, but because I know the person, I can go one way or another on their answer because it's all subjective, right? Like ultimately,
right? You're like, oh, Ebert, you always say this, so I kind of know you by now.
Exactly. Like or Siskel or whoever. I mean, we didn't grow up watching those guys because we didn't have them in Canada,
right? But we knew about
Bill Brownstein and the other guy,
right?
And so I struggle with this because it's also like such a shortcut to deciding whether or not something's good. And then the other reason is then how about box office? People vote with their feet. Well, that's even more muddled now because people don't go to the movies as much.
I was going to say, you say people vote with their feet. You mean their wallets? Like go to the...
Well, no, and then there's on demand, and then there's streams, but no one really knows the streaming numbers. And anyways, so there's a lot of... It's not, in some ways, my favorite era, and I feel like that's the spirit of this show, was going to the video store, looking at the boxes, reading the back, and maybe asking the clerk, hey,
so what you're saying is it's just
or if
word of
I like
mouth.
this, what should I watch?
It's a word of mouth then, because
that's
and relying on the advertising of the movie if they have a good cover.
Yeah, Yeah. Or I mean, and there were a lot of duds, especially in the 90s, where, you'd rent something because it just looked like it was in the vein
they
of
did good
Pulp
marketing.
Fiction. Yeah.
Right.
And you read the box. But also, like, there were weird things like, what does your friend's big brother watch?
Right.
You go over to someone's house and someone's watching something. So for today's
that's how I saw Heathers.
Well, yeah, but that's considered a good movie.
But I'm saying like that. Like, if,
but no one's
I was
asking
relying
you, right?
on the older sibling of at someone's house. Otherwise, I would never have seen Heathers. Probably.
Right. Like
Mom wasn't renting us Heathers.
Right. Like when you watch, I don't know, Princess Bride, right?
What does that have on Rotten Tomatoes?
No. I'm sure it's got a great score. That's not my point. But when you watch that at somebody's house, okay, and your kids aren't like saying like, oh, what was the Rotten Tomatoes score of this movie Princess Bride?
No, I know.
Someone's
but now
putting it on and they're going to watch it.
I feel like, and I can't wait till we're fully jumped the shark. We're not there yet, but we're getting to the point where it's like people can't be taking this seriously anymore. Like we've crossed over almost to the part where everybody's like, seriously?
It's emblematic of like everything, right? I mean, it's a relevant data point, but not, but it's not all the information.
And I don't know how relevant it is because people. Like,
well, now
the internet
there's
is so full of trolls.
People getting access and trolls and review bombing and then all the politics that goes into everything. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I made a list of 25 movies.
Wow.
Okay. That I think, I'm not sure all three of us generally like, but I do these are movies that are definitely highly rated for me. And I'm going to start at fairly low scores, right? And then work my way through to get your thoughts. Because when people look at the scores, they're not looking for like the average number of critic reviews and how they're weighted. Like no one's looking at the stats. They're just like, what's this number?
Rotten or not rotten?
Right. Not did I like it or not.
Fresh? What is it? Fresh or rotten?
Yeah. So, okay. So I tried to keep everything under 50%. But
so what you're saying is you're giving me movies that we objectively love or subjectively love because it's not objective, but that have gotten shockingly low, less than 50 tomato ratings.
No, well, the other thing I want to say, I think under 60 or something, but actually, what I also wanted to know
rating. That's pretty high.
What I also wanted to know, but what I also wanted to point out is that you and I were talking the other day, and we were like 45% in this day and age. That's great for like a normal movie that isn't, at Cannes. So I'm starting with a few easy ones because I think they're critical scores. I don't want to say they make sense, but these aren't going to dissuade you from seeing these movies. Okay, so these are the ones that are between 50 and 40%. Okay, so one of them is Eurotrip, which is at 47%.
Okay, I feel like that's. I'm not surprised at that.
Its popcorn score is 75%.
Sorry, what is a popcorn score?
That's the audience, regular people putting in their reviews. Because Rotten Tomatoes has a section on critical reviews and a section on regular people. So it's a very good popcorn score. But even then, it's really hard to tell. It's only 117, right?
It's only 117 people?
No, 117 critic reviews of Eurotrip. Which
and it got a 47%.
But think about that in terms of the number of people.
But I want to know how old they are. Because if any of them are our age, then they gave it 90%.
Right. At the time. In 2004, if you were 24 and you saw this movie,
you were like, this is the best movie ever made.
And I talk to a lot of people now, and I see references to it who are like, that's actually the funniest one of that era, and it's just sort of underrated because it came after Road Trip.
I mean, it has a Matt Damon cameo.
It does. A great one. Okay. Here's a fave of mine and Josh's, Brad's, Constantine.
That's a great movie with Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves and Peter Stormare. Another early 2000s.
It's a great movie.
46%.
That's post Matrix? Yeah.
Yeah. 46% critics, 72% popcorn. Like, what are they looking?
I'm sorry. Again, what did the critics think they were signing up for? Because that movie delivers on every exact thing it promises itself to be.
Well, the character's hair is blonde in the comic book originally, so maybe
So
that
people are
annoyed some
upset?
people. I don't know.
Like,
All right.
again, like, what are these critics?
Now here's a 1-2 punch because they're pretty similar. But again, we're in the 45% range where, like, honestly, if my movie got 45%, I'd be like...
In this day and age, when Rotten Tomatoes came out, I would have been devastated. In this day and age, if we could crack 40, I'm like, we made it.
Yeah.
We might as well get an Oscar.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like impossible.
So
you're telling me that these movies can't make 50? What are we doing here, people?
Here's a guy who's going to appear a bunch today. But Murder Mystery 1 and 2 are 43 and 45%, similar popcorn scores.
Yeah, I don't love those movies. So
see, for my kids, the number of times my kids have watched those movies.
Maybe I need to watch with my kids.
But those movies are like the way, I don't know, Married to the Mob was for us, right? Or the movies that we watched over and over again.
Married to the Mob, 100% not appropriate for kids.
Crazy fresh rating. So, okay. Then here's
Married
one
to
of
the
my
Mob?
Yeah. Here's one of my personal faves that the way people talk about it, I expect it to be less, is Death to Smoochie, has a 42%.
That's a crime. See, that's a crime.
That's a cool, smart movie.
That has Edward Norton, Robin Williams. It is so ironic and meta before anybody was doing it at that level. Like, remotely. There's so many movies that never would have happened based on just the concept of this movie. Plus, the acting's incredible. This should be in the 90s. This is a crime.
Speed Racer, which I think is going to start getting a reassessment, because I think as people have 4K players and they watch it again, I think they're going to realize.
I'm not sure I saw it, so I'll leave this one to you.
Watch this one with your kids. It's crazy. It's a fever dream. It's the Wachowskis movie they made right after the Matrix.
After Matrix, right?
And it's insane, but it's a labor of love, and visually, it's off the wall. It's like incredible.
And it's Emil Hirsch, who's canceled.
Oh well, I mean, I think about him, but I also he doesn't. I mean, he's in the movie, but it's not.
Oh, it's not like he's no Neo.
Also, John Goodman's in it, and the original Wednesday,
Goodman.
Christina Ricci is in it. It's it's got a lot. But it's the visuals and the way they did the car driving. It's just. But watch it with your kids. It's totally weird. It's not.
Okay.
It's almost. But it's a little bit has a feel like The Dark Knight, you know, that, or like the Batman movies that are like a little bit heightened. Okay. Then in the 30%, I'm not surprised critics didn't like these, you know, especially at the time. But to me, one of the most enduring comedies of all time. Super Troopers 1 and 2, 37 and 35%.
Rude. That's just rude.
Well, that's just like, it seems like comedy also keeps getting nailed.
Right, as if comedy's so easy.
No, comedy is so hard.
I know.
Like people
but
are like
they're acting
critically-
like, oh, I could just be funny.
Yeah, no, and what are they saying? Like,
It's ridiculous.
the cinematography on this was not very good. I'm like, to make people laugh for an hour and a half straight with a movie is so
Your
hard.
cinematography also can't be bad because it has to do with blocking and where people are and where they are when they say the joke. All of that matters.
Super Troopers, the first one, I
Jeez.
saw it twice and both times laughed so hard I cried. Okay, now I'm going to get into one that is a family favorite. So we got to ask questions about our objectivity here. Because Super Troopers, that is objectively hilarious. Okay. Breakin' has 33%. Breakin',
Also a crime. Fast and the Furious 1 has 55%, which I find confusing because people are so obsessed with that movie.
well, the original was just a movie. Like the main actors, the main stars that weren't even in together in the second and third because they went on to go do bigger, better things, and then they came back.
But fine, maybe that's a bad example because people do love that movie. But one of the worst movies of all time, The Big Hit, has a 41%. So more than Break-In. So what they don't like is comedy, and they don't like dance movies.
Breakdance movies, to be
Break dance movies specifically. But also, I don't expect anybody who's not of that generation to give the correct answer. Like, I would not ask somebody, I apologize, who's born
Who was a
after
critic in 1984
2000,
that went to see Break-In and
Right.
was like,
meh.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Right? Like, I can't trust anyone who's born after 2000 to tell me what 80s movies I should watch.
Yeah. And it was one of those Canon films, which as a kid, if I saw the Canon film logo, I was like, oh, this
you were
is going to
in.
be great. Okay. Legend from Ridley Scott, Tom Cruise. I know you love that movie, 33%.
Okay, I feel like that is tough because I bet you everybody saw, Neverending Story, and then that movie came out, and they were probably like, "What?"
Okay, all right.
But objectively, I mean, there's unicorns. Tim Curry's in it. Tom doesn't have his teeth done. It's like the movie's really good.
All right. What about? Did you watch this one over and over again with me? Lock Up, starring Stallone.
Yes.
And
then the guy dies because he doesn't have a spotter in the gym.
Yeah, and
they kill him with the weights. Shai, like, that is forever embedded in my brain. Also, not a children's movie.
Yeah, we watched that a lot of times. It was like Stallone's
Stallone
version
in prison.
of Cool Hand Luke is the best way to describe it.
I mean, yeah.
That's a cool
what did
movie.
That get?
Donald Sutherland is a crazy
It was a great
villain.
movie.
That got 31%. Like,
that's not fair.
No. All right. Now let's go. Now let's get into some more criminal activity below 30%. Okay, meaning criminal activity being like horror reviews
crime.
that are unacceptable.
It's a crime.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Week of with Adam Sandler is a beautiful movie. Okay, and it's hilarious and off the wall, and I love it.
I often recommend it.
And I often recommend it, and it has a 26% on 27 reviews. That is like, that's people
I wonder
being like,
why.
Adam Sandler made this movie, so we're going to give it a bad review.
No, and also it's like you had Adam Sandler and Chris Rock. Why was it not,
No, but people really, critics like hate Adam Sandler.
Interesting.
Yeah, but that movie's great. Robert Smigel wrote and directed a really cool, funny, interesting movie. Anyways, I love that movie. Okay, now, all right, the Mighty Ducks, the original Mighty Ducks, guess what its score was? 27%.
No.
Yeah. Like one of the all-time greatest kids' sports
But how are these movies that existed before Rotten Tomatoes getting reviewed on Rotten Tomatoes?
Well, they're going back and they're reading the old reviews and they give them a score. Like they reference their old reviews. Which is also kind of crappy because in those days it wasn't working that way. But I think
it wasn't, yeah.
But it just shows, I mean, again, why does this have a Rotten Tomatoes score? Right? Okay. This one, clearly they didn't see it with Mom. Cheaper by the Dozen, starring Steve Martin, Bonnie Hunt.
Oh, they didn't see it with Mom in the theater.
25% with Mom in the theater.
Rude. That's not a crime. It's rude.
Yeah.
It's just like...
That's a 4-star movie on my letterbox. I've seen that 100 times.
I don't know what they were expecting to get. It's just shenanigans. It's just shenanigans. That whole movie. What else do you want?
Yeah, it's adorable. All right, I'll bounce forward. The last 4 on my list. Okay, so like Dude, Where's My Car has 16%. And I happen to like that. It's a weird cult movie, but there's no way a critic could give that a good score. But also,
I guess, yeah, but there are worse movies.
There are much worse movies. Okay, then the bottom 4 on this particular list that I have that are movies that I liked. Okay, so the Grown Ups movies, 1 and 2, which are like 10% and 8% respectively. Like critics hate those movies. My kids have watched those 100 times. I've watched them with them. It's funny. It's an all-star cast.
What movie?
Grown Ups 1 and 2.
Oh,
have you seen those with your kids?
No.
You should. Your oldest is definitely old enough to see it, and then have your youngest watch it just so he can get like all the bad humor at a young age, like all the edgy humor,
all the saucy humor. Grown Ups.
But it's just so funny. And then, in honor of your husband, I put this in here with a 0%.
That's possible?
Yeah, there's more than one that have, but this one, 0%. Starring Michael Dudikoff, American Ninja from 1985.
Wow.
Which is a Canon Films movie. 0%? I don't know anyone who's seen that movie that I've ever met who isn't like, oh, American Ninja. That was so awesome. Because it was as a kid, you watched it on VHS, and you were like, he's a ninja, and he's American.
What else do you want? In America?
No.
You're in America.
He's in, no, but he was, I think it took place in the Philippines. Anyways.
Like nothing but like as an American, you just want to see your own versions of ninjas because we appropriate everything. So it's like I don't understand why they didn't get the assignment.
Yeah, there's nothing about it that makes sense. So,
but I have a question. Now that we're like, yeah, none of this matters, blah blah blah. But Masters of the Universe comes out, which no secret there. I'm very excited to see.
Oh, I said that is going to be my Father's Day president.
that's so
He's
fun.
making my
I
family go
really
see
want to
it.
find a way to see it this weekend.
I told the kids in the car today, I said, just so you know, I would like my Father's Day present to be, it doesn't have to be on Father's Day. We just go to the movies. And they were like, which theater? We'll go if it's in Alamo. It was a good negotiation.
But that's what you want to see.
Yeah. But
Like,
the reason why was they were like, none of our friends go to the Alamo, so they won't see us.
I mean, that's fair. But I had to watch all of the show. Thank God I was watching the one that Kevin Smith made. Who made the
it's a
TV
cool
show?
It's a cool show.
So at least I got to like reintroduce myself to He-Man through that show. And I like how they're not calling any of these He-Man because it's just like cringe. So it's like Masters of the Universe or whatever.
Well, that was,
what I mean?
I believe, the name of the movie in the 80s, too. Made by Canon Films, by the way, speaking of which.
Speaking of which, we'd be nowhere without them. The point is that I then received from my wonderful brother, for my children, every action figure from the story. The amount of Skeletor against He-Man, against the Man-at-Arms, against Man-at-Arms, against the tiger puppy dog, who's my favorite character.
Oh, cringe.
And of story play that I've had to do, I'm pretty pumped for this movie.
Yeah.
But
awesome.
my question, okay, it looks awesome, and then you're like, oh, it's got a 67% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That to me
fresh.
is amazing for a movie
Right.
about a cartoon from when we were kids.
Right, so it's
That
fresh.
people are actively rooting against.
218 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes.
But a lot of people dig it. A lot of people are saying,
And it's
nice things about it.
87%.
But the thing that I find really
Popcorn.
really dick is that people are like, we live in a world now where a movie about He-Man is doing better than The Mandalorian Grogu. I'm like, I thought The Mandalorian and Grogu was delightful. You haven't seen it yet.
No, but also, that also tracks. How much Mandalorian can we get? Like, honestly?
Right, fair. This is a new thing. This is like the fourth season of Mandalorian. Like, what are they going to give?
Right, like,
That's
what
true.
are we
But,
giving? Like, I'm like, yeah,
people
sure,
are
that
making
makes
that
sense.
comparison for drama to pile that on. I'm like, I
Because
don't
they're
know.
both like
To me, it
reboots
sounds like
of franchises from like, I mean it's
to me,
really
it just
apples
sounds
and
like-
oranges.
I mean, but also it just seems like, yeah, movies about action figures. I'm listening.
Also, what I think is completely ridiculous and a crime, and I just need to say that Transformers 1, which I'm not saying it's like Spider-Verse level, like
That movie's awesome.
but like, let's say of the cartoons that I've seen, to
You've seen a
call
lot.
them that, I've seen a lot of cartoons. The cartoons that I've seen in the last 10 years, I've got like that first Into the Spider-Verse is probably the greatest thing I've ever seen. Then right under there is Transformers 1, which is epically fantastic. That got 89% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Not getting a sequel.
It got 97% on the popcorn meter. Not getting a sequel. Can you explain that to me?
That's a financial decision, unfortunately.
But if that many people loved it, then they're doing the marketing wrong. Like, somebody's making a mistake because they made such good, like, of all the shit that gets franchises.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of garbage out
Like,
there. That's
there's a lot of
very cool
garbage.
movie. I mean, it wasn't cheap, but it was a great movie. Such a good movie. I mean,
and when it all works out, where the critics love it, the audience loves it, the movie's great, then we don't get any more.
Here, I have one theory. Calling it Transformers 1 might have been confusing because what was the sequel going to be? Transformers 1, 2? Or Transformers 2?
2. Yeah. I don't know. Transformers, the next, whatever these titles, like the amount of X-Men Apocalypse I've had to fucking watch this week because of my kids.
This is amazing. Getting the updates on your kids watching
Oh my
the
God.
X-Men
Okay, we're going to have to
stuff
just
is
like
the
do a little sidebar.
Sidebar here.
Okay, sidebar. I got into a argument. I hope my son goes to law school and does very well for himself because that guy likes to litigate an X-Men timeline with me. And I texted you, but I don't think you texted me back because you're probably like busy.
You can ask me though, and I'll support you here.
No, I did text you, and you agreed with me that first of all, and I'm sorry to Oscar Isaacs, who is one of the greatest actors of our generation, but that Apocalypse movie is an abomination.
I watched it at your house.
How many Rotten Tomatoes does that have?
We watched it at one of the hotels in the South in Tenerife.
Oh my God! Oh, sorry.
That's Oscar Isaacs calling.
That's Oscar Isaacs. He wants his money back for having me tout his skills. Oh my God, I want to see its Rotten Tomatoes. Sorry. X-Men Apocalypse. Fucking Rotten Tomatoes. What do we have? That should get 0. And that guy's amazing. You should get less tomatoes for having the cast that you have and the money that you have and rolling out a piece of poo like that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like, you should be, it's 47%. That's way too high.
For how? I think
I don't
Olivia
even,
Munn is Psylocke.
I mean, I love Olivia Munn.
I thought she was cool in it, and she did a good job promoting it.
It's not the fault of any one of the actors in that movie. I'll say that.
Yeah, I mean, who knows
It's the
whose
movie.
fault it was. There's so much. I mean, could you imagine making a movie like that, though? Like, with the number of stakeholders and investors and money and studio and all of that?
Yeah.
Like
no, I just
here's
can't
what I
even
would
imagine.
say. My reverse of that is this: when a movie comes out, like the first Avengers movie, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, that is that good. The first Avengers or Ragnarok, whatever you want to call it, and they come out that good, then I'm like, can we please throw an Oscar on James Gunn for Guardians of the Galaxy or Superman and not screwing one of those movies up?
Hold on 1 second. Becky's like, wait, you're podcasting?
Didn't she say she couldn't do it today?
I don't know, but our schedules are too crazy. I was like, we're making up the one from last week, and we're not going to bother you.
Okay.
But my point is this: is that look, I am grateful that they made the amount of X-Men content that they made because my kids are so deep in and so excited they can't get enough of it. So I'm like, oh, that's so awesome. But I've also watched my 10-year-old kind of do his own Rotten Tomatoes. And after he insisted on watching Apocalypse, and I was like, man, I don't know if you're going to think it's worth it. He's like, Mommy. And after Apocalypse, he turned to me and he was like, you know what? I think that wasn't good. I was like, good for you, son. I'm so proud of you. He's like, yeah, I don't know what it was. It's just not good. And I was like, yep. I'm pretty sure that was like, it's reviews. Then we watched Dark Phoenix. Which
I didn't know had anything to do with the other X-Men movies.
Well, it's very confusing because it's in a different.
In it?
Fassbender is in it. When he's in it for one quick scene, I was like, "Don't get excited, kids. I'm sure they can't afford him to have him in the whole movie because this movie's not about him." And then Ari was like, "Yeah, he is. I saw the trailer. He's in multiple scenes." And I was like, "Oh, okay." It's a very dark and depressing movie, and it's not at all in the same timeline as anything else.
Oh, it's just separate?
It's just separate, and they kill off Mystique, for example. But
the Jennifer Lawrence Mystique? Or is it
Jennifer Lawrence Mystique gets killed. I guess she was too expensive to keep in that movie.
Oh, so they probably asked her for you come one day.
One day, and then she gets killed. And that sort of escalates the whole movie. And there's these aliens. Jessica Chastain is in that movie.
Oh, wow.
And there's aliens, and it's like a whole thing. But it's very confusing and very dark and sad. And it makes me even appreciate Guardians 3, which is pretty dark, but still great.
Oh, I love Guardians 3.
Because Dark Phoenix was, God knows how much that movie cost. It's got the cast is stacked. But yeah, I appreciate the amount of X-Men content out there, but we ran its gamut. We've reached the end of
I'm very
the sidewalk ended with Dark Phoenix.
I'm excited for the new one.
Oh God, there's a new one?
Well, no, they're gonna come.
At least my kids are prepared. They've seen everything.
They're gonna come into the MCU now.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I can't.
And then everyone's gonna be recast and stuff like that.
Oh God.
I think the MCU needs it, to be honest. No one cares about the Fantastic Four. Nobody wants to know no one wants to know anything about the Fantastic Four.
Is Silver Surfer from X-Men the same Silver Surfer from Fantastic Four?
Is Silver Surfer in X-Men?
Isn't it Magneto's son?
No, that's Quicksilver.
Oh, Quicksilver.
But they are in the same universe. but like I don't know when they'll be together.
No, where's
I
his
love
movie?
when you ask questions about Marvel things.
Oh my god,
But
where's that guy's movie?
The X-Men are going to start to appear in this new, whatever the Marvel Doomsday thing is, the one where Robert Downey Jr. is coming back as Dr. Doom.
Oh my god. Wow. Okay. The point is that I'm not ready to show my kids Deadpool and Wolverine, which is all they ask me every day.
Oh, that's amazing. Just show them.
Oh my
That's
god.
the most watchable.
We saw a spider in the bathroom the other day, and Ari's like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, but Deadpool...
And he eats like a meat stick, like the organic like turkey jerky sticks at school, and he puts them in his mouth like a cigar, like he's smoking a cigar. And another parent was like, "I think your kid is pretending to smoke a cigar. Like you should pay attention, like smoking around him." And I was like, "It's fucking Hugh Jackman. It's not me."
Actually, what do they call him?
Huge Jackman.
Huge Jackman.
I was like, I don't smoke around my kids, but Wolverine does, and he loves a good Cohiba. So I can't do anything about it.
You just have to explain that Wolverine has a healing factor, which is why he can smoke cigars.
Yeah. My kids are like, we don't want to smoke. We just want to be cool like Wolverine.
Yeah. Well,
so they're just pretending.
Well, this was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I hope everyone likes this episode. It's kind of a real traditional chit chat.
It's a real down the rabbit hole chit chat.
Have a great
I feel like we talked about a lot of movies that if people haven't seen, you should get to watch
it.
it.
A little flashback episode. All right.
It's a great name for it.
All right. Have a great week.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Friday Night Movie, the sibling rivalry and pop culture podcast. Join the Friday Night Movie family by following @FryNightMovie on all of the socials and visiting our website, FryNightMovie.com. Our theme song is by What Does It Eat? And make sure to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening.